Welcome to the Man Cave Podcast. This is your escape for real, unscripted conversations about sports, hobbies, life, and storytelling. No scripts, no forced takes, just Man Cave talk. Now, here's your host, Dan Casper.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to a brand new episode of the Man Cave Podcast. Dan here, Brandon across the way. Hello, good sir.
Hello.
How are you?
Good, how are you?
Not bad. Not bad. On this episode of the podcast, well, first things first, do some housekeeping. If you could be a fine person, gentleman or lady, right? Gentleman or lady? Yeah, Brandon. Follow, subscribe to the podcast, Apple, Spotify, YouTube. 5-star rating, a nice review. I know some of people out there like to be jerks and do poor 1-star stuff just to be, rude and such. But if you could, and subscribe and follow to the YouTube page as well, because we do a lot of our pods now in video, because we're changing up this podcast. It's not going to be clips from the show, unless it's a really good one, then we just want to put it in there. But that's in a separate podcast now, DK Show Podcast, that is also available wherever you get your podcasts and on the YouTube channel. But this one, Man Cave, is now going to be all original, brand new stuff and random stuff. Still a lot of sports on there, obviously. But once in a while, when Brandon, the Bigfoot hunter, Brandon, pops or finds this Bigfoot stuff out there on the... How did you find this, by the way, on Twitter?
I think it was just the algorithm told me.
Okay, so you obviously look up Bigfoot stuff, and the algorithm told you this.
Oh, no, if one thing I've learned from Twitter is that the algorithm doesn't always necessarily give you things that you're looking for.
Because you should maybe click that follow on the Bigfoot Society Twitter page.
Yeah.
But it's funny because... Actually, on the cover of this podcast, there's a little bit of a Bigfoot on there. So, I mean, we cover everything from Bigfoot to sports to drafts to top fives to...
Back in the day when you did the Dandies.
Yeah, it was
Bigfoot arm wrestling. Was it Superman?
Batman.
Batman, yeah.
For crying out loud, Superman? Don't.
Well, I mean, Batman's not really a superhero. He's just a rich guy with daddy issues.
He's a rich guy, yes. However,
does he not have parent issues?
His parents were murdered.
That's an issue.
You would have issues though too. But
is your parents being murdered an issue? Yes, it is. He has parent issues.
But the thing is, he doesn't just sit on his pile of cash and not do anything. He doesn't have to go out there and save people.
He dresses in a skin tight suit.
He doesn't have to do any of that if he doesn't want to, but he does. And he doesn't have made up superpowers. Batman could be a real person. Like in real life. Somebody could do that. Nobody chooses to, unfortunately, and save the world from, stuff that's going on.
From Danny DeVito?
Yeah. Or Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Michelle Pfeiffer, what's up?
Or Jack Nicholson. So
Tommy
Tommy Lee Jones.
Tommy Jones, yeah,
Jim
Tommy
Carrey.
Lee Jones. Jim Carrey. My gosh.
Yeah. The list
what
goes
a,
on.
What a murderer's row of 90s villains.
Bane, Tom Hardy.
Yeah.
Tom Hardy.
Yeah.
So, I mean, come on now. Don't be dissing Batman now. Now you've opened up a can of worms, and I'm going to look at you in a different lights. Do you seriously prefer Superman over Batman? If we had to rank best superheroes of all time?
Boy, I guess that would be one. I don't know. No, I don't think I would.
Yeah,
I've enjoyed more Batman movies than Superman movies. So.
Yes. There's a lot more to like about. Now, the thing is, probably the one thing that isn't really real with Batman that could be is some of the gadgets that he does create. I don't know if that would be possible. So, but anyways, back to the topic at hand is Bigfoot here, because you weren't the only one that sent me this because apparently it made the news. Because Morgan, our news person, sent me a news article about it online about the Ohio Bigfoot flap. It's called. Apparently, it's like, so I had to look this up, And I'm on their Twitter page. It's called Bigfoot Society right now. Actually, you know what? I'll click a follow. I'll give them a quick follow. I don't go on Twitter hardly anymore.
Yeah, so.
But 14 hours ago at the time of this recording, they said the Ohio Bigfoot flap is real and it's massive.
Ooh.
I've received hundreds of sightings in the last few days alone. As a one-man operation, I'm doing my best to keep up with the surge. Sent a report. Thank you for your patience. Have a sighting. Email me ASAP. Let's get to the bottom of what's happening in Ohio. So a flap is like, from what I gathered from looking at this, it's a term like a bunch of sightings all in like one area or a short time period, something like that. So you had sent me like this tweet from them about a bunch of events. So I'll just kind of go through this. March 6th at 12:23, Mantua Center, a local researcher from MTCR, observed a 9-foot-tall brown male standing 120 yards away, SR-44. The creature displayed high situational awareness and retreated at a high speed once it realized it was being watched. You're giving me a confounded look.
I have a question. Now, 120 feet, you said, correct?
120 yards away.
120 yards. How'd they know from 120 yards away it was a male?
Good question. Maybe there was something that was
I'm
Bigfoot in other ways.
Obviously, there's a way to see that. I'm just wondering from how can you tell from 120 yards away? Like, is Bigfoot packing?
Probably.
I mean, I guess if you're 9 feet tall.
Probably. Just saying. Bigfoot. You know what they say about big feet?
Although I guess if I was Bigfoot in that scenario and that was the case, I would probably want to make sure I let people know too.
March 7th, 10:52 p.m., Mantua area. A second witness, we'll leave the name out of here, reported an 8-foot figure with long arms and dark brown hair. He heard heavy, rhythmic footsteps and deep vibrating grunt that preceded a forest hush. Total silence. Physical evidence in the form of oversized, muddy footprints was located at the scene. March 9th, 10:20 a.m., Garrettsville. The activity shifted 8 miles east. A hiker encountered an 8-foot Sasquatch covered in black fur. Witness was startled and evacuated the area immediately. March 9th, 11:47 a.m., Headwaters Trail near Handkey Road. Just over an hour later, witnesses had a 15-second face-to-face encounter with a 10-foot black figure. They noted 2 critical biological details: a slit-like gait, stilt-like gait, and a shoulder pivot, turning the whole torso to look rather than just the neck. A strong, musky odor was present. March 9th, 6 p.m., Windham. 1 hour ago, a resident at a dead end near the wood line spotted a 6-foot brown figure running with an impossibly long stride. The witness, a longtime skeptic, was stunned, stating, "I know what I saw, but I don't know what I saw." All right. So obviously I know why you sent me this.
Because you are a Bigfoot enjoyer.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I don't know where you stand in the Bigfoot realm of things.
I am not Bigfoot.
You're not Bigfoot.
That's where I stand.
But I guess before we kind of get into this, are you a Bigfoot believer?
I believe in the possibility that there could be Bigfoot.
That is such the political answer. That is the most that's the most political you can get with that. So you believe in the possibility, but you don't necessarily believe it.
I guess, yeah. Like I believe it could be out there.
You need proof.
Correct.
You need the proof.
Correct.
What about the proof that is already out there?
The biggest proof I have seen, and it was a while ago, but I remember watching a documentary.
Ooh.
And they had a lot of very interesting data. Let's put it that way.
Okay. Evidence.
You might have seen it. It's old, but I believe, if I remember correctly, it was called Harry and the Hendersons.
Oh God.
So John Lithgow might be someone to ask about this.
Ironically, I've never seen it.
John Lithgow had some very close encounters with a Bigfoot.
God.
His name was Harry.
Here, I thought you legit watched a documentary, and I'm like, I'm impressed.
He lived in the Northwest. I believe he lived in Seattle, if I remember correctly.
Well, that's a Bigfoot hotbed.
And this was a documentary.
I hate you right now. I really hate you. But
You know how excited I was when I thought about that? I'm like, I'm going to totally set him up with this.
you got me too. God, I hate you. God, I hate you. God.
This needs to be the part that you clip for the video portion.
So,
Me talking about Harry and the Hendersons.
so what you're saying is not only do we have to watch Draft Day together because you have not watched Draft Day.
We have to watch Harry and the Hendersons so you can see it.
Nope. I'm going to actually make you watch legit documentaries of Bigfoot.
Like Harry and the Hendersons.
No, legit. Like
It's legit. I've seen it.
Animal Planet, Unsolved Mysteries, Robert Stack.
Is there a Bigfoot one?
Oh, there's a couple.
Okay.
There's one episode from Unsolved Mysteries of Bigfoot that gave me the creeps as a kid. And I can still picture it to this day. And whenever it's on, I still kind of shudder a little bit because a Bigfoot chases a man. And I remember that as a kid thinking, what if Bigfoot walked in my bedroom right now? Like, what would I do? Like, that was...
John Lithgow walked in my bedroom right now.
But, okay, all right, I get it. So what about the proof of, like, tracks and all that sort of stuff? Now, let me back up a little bit.
Yeah.
There are way too many Bigfoot shows out there, I will say this. And there are way too many Bigfoot shows out there trying to prove the existence of Bigfoot. There's Finding Bigfoot. There's Bigfoot Expedition. There's this one, I think it's called Bigfoot Hunters, is absolutely ridiculous. Literally, people that go hunting to try to kill it. It's like a group of southern people down there that...
I don't like that. Like, if Bigfoot's real, let them live.
And I get the prospect, like, okay, to prove this, we need, they're going to these people residents because they're having a nuisance. So they set up tree stands, and I've watched episodes of these. It is ridiculous because every little thing, a crack in the woods. Come on now, let's be. I like to think
it's kind of that same thing with like some ghost hunter shows too.
Yes,
where, like if they're in a house and suddenly there's a sound, it's
mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh, that was a ghost, but
right.
It might not have been.
Right.
Probably wasn't.
Let's have a little bit more, like, what's the best way? Better evidence, I guess. And there's some that are better than the others, but I don't get too wound up after, if you're watching something and then, you can hear it, or on the infrared cameras, there's a blob there, but okay, that could be any other animal. Now, if it looks like there's a person walking and I for sure know you can prove to me that there is no real person over there, okay, we got something.
If it's 8 to 10 feet tall.
Right. Yeah, if you can do the measuring of that, if you could do like the footprints that people find and such, okay, you got something. But I'm not gullible like a lot of people are. And I hope people realize that.
Everything is something.
Yeah, I hope people realize that. I know people know that I like Bigfoot, or I'm intrigued with it. And I think that's where my interest in it comes from, is like, there's a lot of stories and there's a lot of reports. I don't believe all of them.
Right.
But I feel like there's a few that
they can't. I don't think they can all be wrong.
Right.
And like, to me, like the comparison I just thought of just now was like, it's one thing if there's certain conspiracy theories you believe,
mm-hmm.
but that doesn't mean you believe in every conspiracy theory you hear.
Right. It's kind of like the UFO thing.
Mm-hmm.
I don't believe everything, but then there's like, especially when there's people in one area that multiple people have seen something, it's like, then there's got to be something.
There's something to it, yeah. Like I would say and you gave me some poo-poo for how I phrased what I think of Bigfoot. Like I believe there's life on other planets. Like I don't believe that we are the only living entity there is.
Mm. Okay.
And that space is so vast that it's possible we just don't know where to look.
And I will say this, there was a couple of years ago, somebody had asked me to rank the possibilities of what I thought was most likely. You throw in Loch Ness Monster in this. Loch Ness was last for me. Because I just feel like, and I will say, like, ocean-wise, there is so much that people, but like the actual Loch Ness Lake and some of these lakes, you're literally like in.
Yeah.
That would be easier to find something, I feel like.
Yeah. Like something's not just going to disappear if it's in a lake.
Right.
Like if you get like sonar or something, you're gonna be able to find something.
Right. So that one I always kind of put at the bottom. I had UFOs third, Bigfoot 2, Ghost 1. But yes. I will say, over the last couple of years now, UFOs might be moving up. Because it's hard when you have multiple people. I mean, if we are going to use witness statements in a court of law, in trials, don't we have to take witness statements kind of serious in some of this stuff?
Yes, this is also the part where I was going to try to frame that I saw a documentary on aliens called Independence Day, but I wasn't going to do that because it just went hit as good as the first one did. But no, I like, yeah, go like. Too much stuff with ghosts has happened for me to not believe that at some level there's paranormal. Like there's paranormal activity.
Mm-hmm.
Now, to what level? Don't know.
Yeah.
But
So I know, and I think Bigfoot has gotten so mainstream. I mean, there's.
Are you going to be like
Yard
hipster
decor.
Bigfoot hunter? Where you're like, I like Bigfoot before he was mainstream.
I was into Bigfoot before the
Well,
thing.
if you were watching him, it was on Unsolved Mysteries. That's like not 90s.
Right. Yeah. My question, and people kind of half joke, people kind of think I'm half joking, but I'm kind of serious about it. I'm a hunter. What if I see a Bigfoot? Let's say Bigfoot's climbing up my tree because he's pissed.
Yeah.
Can I shoot it? Like, what's the answer to that?
I feel like yes, because of self-defense.
Mm-hmm.
Like at some point, self-defense kicks in.
Right.
If a bear's climbing after you in a tree,
Oh yeah, and then like
it's getting a couple between the eyes.
Mm-hmm. Here's my argument to people saying that a body has not been found. I spend a lot of time in the woods, and I can tell you right now, it's very rare if I never found a bear body. I've never found, once in a while, but like a deer body just ran. I have, but it's
like
rare.
One that's not like in the next to the road,
right?
Like one that's just in the middle of 80 acres,
right. Like to answer that, the fact that but there's so many areas and acres and such that people don't spend 24 hours in,
right?
And decomposition could go quick with animals and all that. And if there's a little bit of intelligence, maybe they're burying stuff. I don't know. Yeah. The one thing I don't buy that I've seen some shows, and it turns me off instantly, is, and this is, I think, Bigfoot Expedition or whatever the one is now. It just kind of turned me off. Now we're going into different, what do you want to call it? Not stratospheres, but not time warp. Different, you know what I'm trying to talk about?
Dimensions?
Dimensions, thank you. They're going with that route now. And I don't think I can do
Bigfoot,
that.
The time and dimension traveler?
Yeah, like he's invisible now. And
like Abraham Lincoln Vampire Hunter?
Yeah. But like now he can go invisible and all. I'm like, okay, now we're getting too sci-fi.
Right.
I can't get into that.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm kind of like you. I want to believe. I don't know if I'm 100%, but I feel like there's something. If there's this many people, not everybody is, but if there's this many people, and I think there are better stories than others.
Yes.
There's definitely better stories, or like, okay, I'm going to believe that account. That account sounds legit over a lot of this other stuff. It's just, I think now it's gotten to be so mainstream that people want a piece of that pie and say, oh yeah, I saw that,
right.
Sort of thing.
Right.
And yeah, it's to me like I have the same feeling for Bigfoot that I do as a ghost. I want to see one. I know I'm going to be scared shitless when I do, but I want to see it. Mm-hmm. And especially like a Bigfoot for me, it's probably going to be if I ever go hunting and I'm sitting in a tree stand by myself, or maybe on a road, driving somewhere and all that. But
I feel like you're going to be more likely to see it like in the woods, like not like walking along, a dirt road by Gilman.
Right.
Right. Because someone would have seen that by now.
Right. Which if you go to, and I've done this, and I'm going to do it while we're doing this. If you go to the BFRO website.net, you can look at sightings by county in the state.
Did you say that at one point some people thought they'd see it in Taylor County? So that we were kind of, this is a few years ago.
So unfortunately, there's no reports of Chippewa, Eau Claire, or Taylor.
Okay, maybe I was wrong then.
There was, I remember talking about like Park Falls. There's one.
Maybe it was Park Falls then.
There's a couple in Clark County, which is below, Rice Lake. There was always a story up in Rice Lake. There's actually a popular one, Rice Lake. Rib Mountain in Wausau, there was one. Bayfield has the most.
Oh, up north.
Up
yeah.
north with 6. And Oneida has 7. Price has 8. Let me see if I can find the most recent one. Ashland's 2023. That might be the one.
I mean, Bigfoot's living in Wisconsin. You got to figure it'd be probably the northern part.
Yeah. Conroe's in 2023.
Most woods.
So, okay, let's do this Ashland one. 2023 Class A. Whatever that is. Motorist. Oh, okay. Instantly, right now, this is just like, I read the first 2 words and I kind of already question it. October 31st.
Ah.
Yeah. October 31st at about 11 a.m., I was traveling with my sister from Cable, Wisconsin to Clam Lake. We were on County Road M. We were about 3 miles west of Clam Lake. I saw what I thought was a person standing on the side of the road about a mile or more away. This was on a hill on the road. I mentioned it to my sister, wondering what someone was doing there because it is in the national forest. She looked up from her phone and noticed it. As we got closer, the figure started to cross the road. I again mentioned what someone was doing there and said that there are no mailboxes or houses in that area. As we approached more, I said that this is a very tall person, and what is he doing dressed all in black? My sister did not acknowledge that statement as she was looking at her phone. As we approached the crest of the hill, I slowed way down and looked in my rear view mirror, and a car was approaching fairly fast. I looked to my left at about 40 to 50 feet in the woods was a very tall, hairy black animal looking at the car that was obviously a Bigfoot. We made eye contact. I shouted to my sister, look, it was a Bigfoot. She looked up and looked to the right, not seeing the animal as she looked in the wrong direction. So I'm not good. There's more to it too, but okay. I don't doubt that they didn't see anything. You know, I think there is potential of other possibilities it could be, sort of thing. I wonder, so there was one in Dunn County.
Oh,
that's kind of over.
Yeah, well, that's, yeah.
Ogal. It was back in July of 2006, biking to a friend's house because she was having people over. In between our house, you could take the road that leads into Ogal, or you could take D or C, or I believe double C, instead of taking the long way, blah, blah, blah. I was 3/4 of the way through the swamp, and I was nearing a knoll just as I heard sticks breaking and what sounded like footsteps. I looked off to my right and saw a tall black figure. I screamed because I was terrified, and then I heard the most bone-chilling noise in my life. I pedaled as fast as I could and kept looking back to see whatever it wasn't chasing me. So
the most bone-chilling what? Noise?
Noise.
Oh, noise.
Yeah, noise. So, all right. Again, I don't discredit any of that. I think there was. Again, I want to believe, and I want to. This was the one I remember reading a while ago in 2004 in Clark County. Bear with me. It's a little bit here, but okay. Ready?
Like lengthy?
Kind of.
Okay, that's fine.
Hatfield in Clark County.
Yeah.
Hatfield. Family has land just outside of Hatfield towards Neilsville. We decided to take our camper up to the land and stay overnight with our 3 children. At approximately 2 a.m., I woke up because I heard something walking around the camper. We are in a remote area near the woods, near a gravel road. The footsteps were right next to the camper. I was very still, but knew that my husband was also awake. I whispered to him, "Do you hear that?" He replied that he did, and it woke him up. He had hoped that it would not wake me up. We were very still for a few minutes listening to the steps. This was a creature that was walking on 2 feet. We could hear the crunching of leaves and twigs under its feet. We decided to make some noise and see if we could scare whatever it was away. I flipped on the camper lights, and we yelled for whoever it was to make themselves known, as we were armed. Nothing replied, but the footsteps stopped. We waited about 5 minutes and turned the lights off again and waited. About 10 minutes after that, the footsteps started again. My husband went outside with his flashlight and weapon to take a look. Keep in mind, it is really dark, and we are set in the woods away from anyone who might be able to hear us if we needed help. Again, nothing. He came back in, and we settled down again. 10 minutes later, the steps started again. I know that this is something on 2 feet that is not afraid of us, but is not human. We decided to get out of there with our boys. My husband stood outside while I carried them into our minivan, and we left. We spent the night in the parking lot of the Quick Trip in Black River Falls. In the morning, we went back to break the camper down and look around the traces of anything unusual because of the heavy leaf and pine needles covering the ground, but we were unable to find any footprints. We We looked at the camper and we tried to determine if something was rubbing on it to make that sound. There was nothing there. As we were taking the camper down, it felt really creepy, like we were being watched. My father-in-law several years earlier told my husband that he saw a Bigfoot crossing Fisher Road on his way back to camp. He told my son that he thought he saw one in the woods while deer hunting. My husband, while hunting when he was younger, found several deer carcasses in the woods all piled on top of each other. So that's just a little bit of that one. So, and then in 2000, near Neilsville, a mailman, apparently mail delivery person, said he saw one too. So there you have it. Should we go Bigfoot hunting then?
I would love to go Bigfoot hunting with you, Dan.
I don't know if you're serious or not.
I don't know. I would.
Okay. Well, maybe we can find somebody. It's me and you, ghost hunting and Bigfoot hunting. So when we get scared, we can hold each other's hands or give each other hugs or something like that. So
Emotional support.
emotional support. So, all right, you got anything else to add?
Not really.
All right. Okay. All right. I get it. I understand. Last week, just really quick, you wanted to do something with a pet?
Well, it was something I thought of because obviously, earlier this week you had kind of spoken about, Bacardi's passing, and it was something because I had thought about bringing up last week when I was here, but at the same time I could tell, like, okay, maybe just want some more time. Like, and I don't even know what it would be. I just thought, like, pets, podcasts about pets, that kind of a thing.
Okay. Maybe, yeah, let's have people maybe send some stories.
You got some sweet,
Your favorite.
I've got some fun pet stories.
All right. Well, how about that? We'll end here, but tell people to,
next time, yeah.
Hit us up
Let
with
Dan
an email.
know, let Dan know.
mancavepodmail@gmail.com.
You got a pet that did some pretty sweet stuff? I do. I got some fun stories.
That also, have you seen Bigfoot? I want to know.
Yes.
We want to share stories on this one, too.
Yes.
So we want to
hear
stories
from you. This isn't just us two talking.
Or if you've seen a ghost. Or if you've seen a UFO.
Or if you've seen a Bigfoot ghost.
Or Bigfoot riding in a UFO. Or Loch Ness Monster.
No, don't be silly.
All right. That's going to do it for us on this episode of the podcast. Thanks for hanging out with our craziness, weirdness, and all that fun stuff. So don't forget, follow and subscribe to the pod wherever you listen to the podcast, Apple, Spotify, plus the video version on YouTube. Till next time, I'm Dan, and that's Brandon, and we'll talk to you on the next episode of the Man Cave Podcast.